Hello, my crafty friends. Dirty paintbrush here, back in the craft dungeon. And it's another dreary, rainy day in the land of Oz. But I wanted to come on. I've got the day off today. I took a vacation day, and the husband's upstairs reading or doing something. So I wanted to do a flip through of my mini flow journal that I made for the swap over at Aunt Beck's Creations. So this is pretty much ready to go out. I think I just finished something that I was making for it because we just got our partners yesterday. And I did, even though this was already done, I went ahead and asked her if there was anything special that she liked, and she told me birds, bugs, and raccoons. So I told her I would go through my stash and see if there was anything else I had that I could add. And so I did just a few things that I could pull from my stash, and then I printed a couple of things and it made a pocket. And I'll show you that. But I really hope that she likes this. This is my first time doing this, and I just let myself have fun with it. So I made a great big huge tassel for the front with some beads on it. I kind of tried to, you know, coordinate the colors, the cool colors, but I love bright pink with teal and with blue. So there's, you know, pieces of kind of some pink in here as well. But I did this on a split ring, you know, like a key ring. And then I attached it with like a lanyard clip. And so I did have it attached to the binding on the side. This is elastic that you can buy at Walmart. I've had it for a while because I've kind of used it in the past for travelers' notebooks, even though it's a little bit wide. It looks really cute on the binding. I tied some scrap fabric in on each bind here, and then it's so heavy that it weighed down the binding on the side, which I did reinforce the cardboard with some tape that I had painted myself. So not that you can really see it, but I put some glue down and put it down to kind of keep the ends from tearing from the weight of the cardboard. This was a Pop-Tarts box. So I did some paint on it. I did a little bit of spray ink, and I basically just tied it with this piece of elastic. So we'll take that off, maybe. Also, I stuffed a little flower in here that I made a while back out of hot glue and some silicone molds. I found the Mod Podge brand ones one time a year ago or so on sale at Michael's, and I just used them with hot glue. And so I still had this flower laying around that I had made and painted, so I just kind of stuck it in there like that. So that's that. And I'll just do a flip through. I probably won't post this until after she receives it, just because I kind of want it to be a surprise. So, but I want to do this for my own benefit so that I remember what I did. But I basically I did some alcohol or some homemade spray ink in here. Did some bubble wrap, hot pink dots. I've got a lot of scrap fabric stuffed in here. And basically I went through my stash and pulled out papers because I have a ton of old scrapbook paper from back in the day. That's a magazine page. More scrap fabric. Vellum, some stickers, more scrap fabric. Yeah, there's a ton of scrap fabric in here because I have so much, and everybody, at least recently, seems to really like working with fabric, so sharing what I've got. I made just some of these pages. What I did is I just folded them to make pockets out of. So there are a lot of things stuffed in here. Here are a couple pieces of ephemera. What else is in here? That. Let me just double check. Okay. See, I don't remember. I basically just made a pile and started, after I got this put together and after I made my pile, I just started going through and stuffing things in there. Come on, washi tape. So yeah, some of these pages, some of these sheets are smaller. They're not as wide because that's what I had. So, yeah, that's what I put in. I had like watercolored some dragonfly stamps and then put some glitter paint on them. So I had one of those left. Another sticker. And I've got some of these cute clips in here. This was a paper source bag that I really liked. I kept the bag because I just liked the print on it. So it's basically the whole width of the bag, just folded up several times so that it would fit in here. The trick will be showing this stuff and then getting it back in here correctly. Oh, I want two of those to show. Oh, come on now. See? Check me out. So I finally got smart and started making a list of stuff that I wanted to do, because I have on my list, I have stuff that I want to try, like these ideas that I come up with, like last night as I'm going through my stash, some stuff that I was like, ooh, I want to try this and I want to try that. And then I got an idea to finish up my art journal page that I started last month. I was making a page dedicated to Autism Awareness Month and my daughter, who is on the spectrum. And yeah, I'm so anal. I cannot stop sitting here and trying to get my table clean while I'm making a video. I'm so ridiculous. And I hadn't finished it. I'd gotten the background done and I had a bunch of pieces together that I wanted to put on it, but I hadn't gotten to it yet. And then I came up with this great idea last night, and I've got other things that I need to get done first, and this was one of them. And so I had to start writing stuff down, because the problem is I won't write things down and then I won't remember. And I've already got 2 piles of things sitting out on my bookshelf, because when I was going through my stuff last night, I was like, oh yeah, I remember I wanted to try, this technique or this thing. And so I had to start writing things down so that I wouldn't forget. It's so sad. I'm really not that old, but more papers. I had an old science workbook from my son, and so I pulled a couple of those pages, either some owl stickers. I had several sheets of those. I love owls. I got them on clearance, so I bought like several packages when I bought them. So sharing, of course. More scrap fabric. I didn't tape this pocket down. All I did was, I have like a journal that's basically just a bunch of pages of Zentangle with, spaces to write. So I've been pulling some of those out and putting them in with Happy Mail and stuff, because they're really pretty and you can color them and add them to your own stuff. I love this piece of fabric. Stickers, and yeah, another little birdhouse sticker that I found last night after she said she likes birds. I actually found a little raccoon sticker, so I cut him out of my sticker sheet and stuck him on there. I made this morning. This was like a last minute attempt to make like a book page pocket kind of thing. So I finally figured out last night, I finally got brave and decided I would try printing on book pages. And I have some kind of a music book that I picked up at an estate sale last month with my niece. And of course I try to pick paper, the book paper that's not, of course I like the old books, but some of the paper is almost kind of crumbly, and I don't dare run that through my LaserJet printer because I think it would just disintegrate. So I tried to pick pages that were still in relatively good condition. So I printed out like a bird from Graphics Fairy. And just to note that since we have a laser printer, this stuff is waterproof, well, not fade proof probably, but it's waterproof. So if you're wanting to use it, anything that I print out and send to anybody that's printed with that printer, which is the only printer I've got right now, you can use it with your media, your gessos and things like that, and paint, and it should be just fine. So I found a couple of raccoon images also on Graphics Fairy, so I printed those on this music sheet paper, so I was thrilled about that last night. So I kind of got this pocket idea from YouTube. I didn't do it exactly how the lady was doing it, but I distressed the edges. I used another sheet to make a pocket down here. I just glued it on. I found some stickers. I know she didn't say anything about butterflies, but they all kind of go together, so I just put them all in there. If she doesn't like them, she can share them. That's fine. Yeah, so I'm still kind of trying to decide if I want to go buy a sewing machine or not, because this would have looked really cool if I would have stitched around it, and I will tell you, I do not have the energy to hand stitch it. So I guess I could draw stitches if I really wanted to, but if she wants to do that, she can. I had some coffee dyed paper, and I had this cool set of bird stamps, so I went ahead and stamped those and just ripped them into smaller pieces, and there's some bird feathers in here too. This is a pocket that I made to glue to the back of this music sheet pocket. So basically, it's a pocket here, which I used foam dots to put down, and then I made little folds up here and just put some glue right there to make little pockets here as well. So I just stuck some of those stamped images in there that I had made, and then I had extra strip left over, so I went ahead and stuck that in there too. More stickers, fabric, paper, fabric. I love this fabric, it's so cute. Just a little card that came out of a paper pack. Some stickers I found with some ladybugs. They're puffy, I don't know what the material is, some kind of vinyl or something, I guess, but they're more like fabric than they are paper. So that's stuck to there. This is, oh, so yeah, this was like I have this package of blue treat boxes, and I just went over it with some teal paint and a credit card. They were kind of glossy, so it just left like a texture on there, and I stuck that in here sideways, and then I stuffed some fabric scraps inside of there as well, and just kind of let them hang out the side because I thought it looked cool. This was a calendar page that I folded in weird ways from an old calendar I had from our local Humane Society. I got this sheet of ledger paper, or a pad of ledger paper at the estate sale. I coffee dyed some of it. Yeah, so that's supposed to be a pocket. There's supposed to be something in there, but obviously I missed putting anything in there, so I'll probably have to go back and shove something in there, just so, yeah. So that's some, yeah, obviously that was some scrap, and then it ended up getting stamped on the back with something. I thought that was pretty. There's more of that journal paper, some more paper. I don't have any pretty fancy paper clips. I need to buy some, so just got regular paper clips. More magazine paper, another little folded piece of pocket. These were the sample pictures I printed out when I was doing the tutorial on how to print out contact sheets. So I cut them down and stuck them in this little vellum envelope that I had in my stash, and just stuck them in this little pocket that I had created here. And then another one of those purple tags. Journaling card, another journaling card, a couple other journaling cards, another little piece of ephemera from a paper pack. I found this dragonfly vellum, which I thought was really pretty. So I put that in here as well. So as you can see, you know, this elastic, since it's wider, you know, it doesn't perfectly sit in the crease, but it works. I've used it before. I don't mind it. I need to get some actual corded elastic or whatever. Another journaling card. This was a part of a magazine sheet page that I just folded over and stuck in there. And I basically had used that paper clip to make a pocket to keep this from opening. I really don't need it there. I might have had something shoved in there, forgot about it. And I did the same thing here just to kind of keep it closed on the end, but I really don't need it unless I'm gonna come back and put some stuff there. Here's another journaling card, a picture out of an old book. And I think I tried to fold this and you can see that it was cracking. So I was like, nope, that's not gonna work. So I just cut it down and stuck it in here. Some vellum. I found this paper that's got butterflies and dragonflies on it, so I just stuck a little sheet of that in there. Here we go. I bet that I can. Oh, I don't really want to cover that picture up of that little girl because she's so cute. It says, life isn't a matter of milestones, but of moments. So true. There we go. I'll just put that right there. And then I got another little, these were sheets that came out of a book that I had that I've had for years. Kind of precious moment-y looking, I guess. So I pulled a couple of those. I've got some die cuts in here that I had cut a long time ago when I finally spent the time one day saying, hey, I pay $10 a month for this Cricut access, so I might as well just sit here and cut out a bunch of stuff. So this is like a little silhouette kind of medallion looking thing. Some more ephemera. This is a frame, and basically what I had done is just cut a bunch of stuff out from all this cardstock that I've had for years, so that it's a little bit thicker. Also, I mean, I've used plenty of these and gessoed them and then just painted them whatever color I want, so I don't feel confined by picking out a specific color of paper to cut. I just use what's been laying around for a while. This is a Graphics 45 journaling card. It had a really pretty bird on it, so I pulled that out. I found this old ladybug die cut. I pulled that out since it's a bug, and I thought it was cute. You could embellish that. They're two separate pieces. I thought that would be a cute addition. There's a napkin here. But yeah, I just had cut a bunch of stuff out in colors that I didn't really love or obviously hadn't used in years and years, and then if I want to do something with them and add them to my project, I just gesso them, paint over them basically. So it kind of gives you some freedom to get some stuff used up and not worry about what color you're cutting out. Some more stickers that I've had. Obviously there was a few that I had used off the sheet, but I figure the majority of the sheet's there, and they've got some cute bees and a little beehive, so I thought that would be cute since she likes bugs. And some of these more bugs and stuff, I cut the sheet in half, and I think there were a couple off of that sheet too. This is a die cut that I had cut out a while back. I really love the paper, so I stuck that in this little pocket here. And then another napkin that's just kind of sitting in there. Another napkin that's just sitting in there. If you don't like Disney or Frozen, I just think this on the back is really cute as well. So, and then this. So even if you don't like Elsa, it's still useful. I had played around with some old notebook paper that I had, with some spray inks that I had, and what else was I doing to it? Oh, I had made some black spray ink and I didn't like it. And some alcohol ink as well that I had, that I was putting it in spray bottles. So I have like this alcohol ink from Hobby Lobby. It's way less expensive than the Tim Holtz overpriced stuff, so I just buy like a bottle or two of it at a time when I go to Hobby Lobby, just to kind of build up my collection. This was a jelly print, more of the science workbook sheet. Another little die cut bird, and I did have some of these little arrow clips from my planner days, so I stuck some of those in there. But this was the die cut bird. Here's an envelope that I obviously probably forgot to put stuff in. I am so good at this. Magazine page, more papers, the other side of that paper bag. This was a cool magazine image. Obviously it's folded so you can't see all of it, but it's a really pretty face. And I think there's faces on both sides, so it's cool. This was another thing I was playing with last night. I found this cool vintage picture with a raccoon on it. It was advertising California Coastal Cleanup Day, so I printed it on a book page. It turned out pretty cute, so I threw that in there. Another piece of ephemera from a paper pack. This is some seam binding and just another little piece of paper ephemera. There's the other side of that magazine page. Here's another one of those really old pictures from a book that I've got. Again, it's really brittle paper, so I didn't try to fold it. Here's another jelly print that I had made. And it looks kind of cool just because I did like a bluish purple on some old lime green patterned paper. I suppose I could post this and just tell her not to watch it if she wants to be surprised, because I enjoy like sharing this stuff. And yeah, more papers, workbook pages. It looks like I made it pretty front heavy as far as stuffing stuff in here, because there's a napkin there that I used a safety pin to put in, which I didn't really need to, but I was just kind of messing around with ideas. I thought about punching holes and using brads in places, but I really didn't feel like I needed to. So yeah, some of this came out really cool. So yeah, that's it. Of course, I can never stop working on something, so I'm either going to get this out today or tomorrow. It's not due out till the 14th, but I was already done with it. So now that I've flipped through it fully again, there's a couple of places where I might want to add things, so I will probably go through and do that. But yeah, I just wanted to share with everybody that what I had made for the swap, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out with me. So we will see you next time. Bye-bye.